and just blew up. It went, I had 4,000 followers at the time, and I jumped in 2 weeks to 318,000 followers.
Wow.
The video went viral. Now it's at 100 million, 101 million views. And then I used to go to dealerships with my dad. My dad would fake it, tell them we are buying the car, and I'd go around, film with my phone, you know,
Wow.
walk around, then come home, do a voiceover and post it. You know, my whole life we used to have a Golf, but before it we had a Chevrolet, what was it called? A Venture, so the minivans. So not exciting cars at all. Seeing cool cars on the road was something very special to me, and to this day, when I see a supercar on the road, you know, it kind of, you know, you get excited, obviously. So one of the stories that I went with my parents to the restaurant, and then we saw a 2006 Range Rover. It was 2016 at the time, maybe, so it was already an old car. My mom was like, Ghadi, go for it, go film a review on this car. And I told my mom, doesn't make sense. The people who own the car are probably eating over there. So we went ahead, talked to the people, and they gave us the key. So they gave me the key. I filmed my first video, and this was the first video that got a lot of views on YouTube, and it ranked up my subscribers. All my friends at 15 or 16 didn't do anything, right? So I thought, you know what, I want to make something for myself, and I knew at 15 I wanted to become a car reviewer and go into mechanical engineering and study at NDU. So I had it all figured out at the time. أخذنا مثلا بورشة تايكان طلعنا فيها على عيون السمان فوق فريقة بتعرف من الطريق بتسطل. Porsche doesn't usually do that stuff عرفت بس they gave me the Taycan. We created content بلبنان ولا مرة انعمل. With Ford مثلا مين بياخد فورد رابتر من الشركة وبينزلوا بالنهر وبيطلعوا وكذا. So the first time I earned my $50, it was a time where إنه خلص ما عاد في دولار بالبلد ونحن we were يعني أنا my dad ضابط متقاعد بالجيش. Okay, so you know معاشه nothing. So the first time I came home with a $50 bill, it was the first time I carried a $50 bill. It was such a good feeling. لأنه خلص I told my parents وقتها إنه guys count on me. I'm gonna help us get out of this. And 50 ولا 50 ولا 50 ولا 50 and hundreds بلشنا نروح عرفت as a family. I was paying my tuition, mine and my brothers. Because my parents could not handle it, and I didn't want to stop.
Your commitment, your discipline, your motivation خيي, it's very inspirational.
Thank you.
For all those guys خيي هلا يلي in our age group 20, 18 really being happy وmaking it.
Okay.
شو بتقول؟
Hello.
It is my pleasure, first of all, to have someone that is dedicated, disciplined, and has such a beautiful story as yours.
Thank you.
I am really excited, first of all, to dive into it. And let's start with you telling us who you are.
I'm Ghady Rahy. I'm 23 years old. I just graduated mechanical engineering, and I do car reviews, basically.
You do it really well.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's start with Ghadi Rahi. I saw your video when you were like 2015.
Yes.
How old were you?
My first video. I was 15 years old at the time.
And
yes.
it blew up, right?
It didn't. At the time, it was a video I filmed in my car. We had a 2007 Golf Rabbit. The story began, we wanted to buy a new car. You know, we wanted to buy something other than the Golf. So my mom was like, Ghadi, go over social media and internet, you know, check the nice cars. And tell us what we need to buy, basically. So I started reading reviews about the cars. And then after reading reviews, I thought, you know what, I want to see the car. I want to watch videos about it. So I went online. For some reason at the time, I didn't find any review that made sense for me. And I was like, I want to do my own reviews. I thought at 15 years old that I could do a better job than all the professionals. So I went down, I had an Android phone my parents bought me at 15. So I just went down to my car. It was a very old phone, but I just filmed my first review. And I posted it on YouTube, hopefully getting the engagement that I thought I deserved at the time.
How much did you get at the time?
I got maybe 40 views in the span of 2 weeks, which was very late. But I got 2 subscribers at the time, which at the time 2 subscribers meant a lot to me. And I went to school, I told my friends, guys, I have 2 subscribers now. They laughed, obviously. But this gave me a push, you know what, sorry. This gave me a push to film more and more reviews. Again, they weren't all that great at the time, but they got me to where I am today.
It's a beautiful starting point. And you started out of a need. You didn't have like.
For sure. Like all guys, basically, I love cars. I thought, I wanted to do something related to that, and I have, quite some knowledge about cars, and I thought I wanted to share it. And I created Master Cars Review as my platform to share my knowledge. And what better way than to basically do car reviews and talk about the cars that I'm interested in.
So you didn't think, first of all, about it as a business?
Never, never. I didn't really think about the money. All I cared about was to get nice cars. There's a story, for example, one of the reviews, the first reviews that I did, we were in a restaurant, me and my parents, and I didn't have content because the only content I filmed was my car. And then I used to go to dealerships with my dad. My dad would fake it, tell them we are buying the car, and I'd go around, film with my phone,
Wow.
walk around, then come home, do a voiceover and post it. So it wasn't the review, it just was showing the car. And people liked it. For some reason, people enjoyed this type of stuff. And I got a couple thousand views here and there, got me on the map at the time. So one of the stories that I went with my parents to the restaurant, and then we saw a 2006 Range Rover. It was 2016 at the time maybe, so it was already an old car. My mom was like, Ghadi, go for it, go film a review on this car. And I told my mom, doesn't make sense. The people who own the car are probably eating over there. So we went ahead, talked to the people, and they gave us the key. So they gave me the key, I filmed my first video. And this was the first video that got a lot of views on YouTube, and it ranked up my subscribers. And ranked up, I mean like around 200 subscribers. But this was the video that changed it, and I didn't really think of, again, making money. It was just, I wanted to film, a Range Rover. It was my first time being in a Range Rover. My whole life, we used to have a Golf, but before it, we had a Chevrolet, what was it called? A Venture, so the minivans. So not exciting cars at all. Seeing cool cars on the road was something very special to me, and to this day, when I see a supercar on the road, it kind of, you get excited, obviously. But I didn't have access to them, to film them. So eventually I also went to Cars and Coffee in Lebanon. I used to film videos about them. So Lebanese people started to know about my work. Okay, this guy is filming content for YouTube, and started growing from there. But yes, for sure, never for money. And I never made I made my first $100 in 2018 when I reached 1,000 subscribers.
Wow.
Yeah. So getting $100 the first time it came through the bank transfer, it was something very special because I made money off of something I love doing,
That's amazing.
Yeah.
طيب, if we want to talk about, first of all, you take the camera, you talk as if you're natural. You have confidence. With your video, when you were 15 years old, you were like charismatic, like you weren't.
It wasn't that great, but thank you.
It wasn't that great, but like I'm talking about the confidence of taking the camera,
True.
showing yourself
True.
to the people, and like didn't you have any maybe fear or self-doubt that people might judge you? Like, I don't want to post, and most of us, we are afraid of actually taking the camera or putting ourselves out there. And you were 15 ويلا.
Exactly. This is what I always say. The only obstacle is you, basically, from stopping you from doing anything. Honestly, I don't think I had any problem with that, even though I didn't have a lot of friends at school and I was bullied at school. So I kind of, I could have just not done it because I was afraid. But I was so proud of what I was doing. I'm doing car reviews. All my friends at 15 or 16 didn't do anything, right? So I thought, you know what, I want to make something for myself. And I knew at 15, I wanted to become a car reviewer and go into mechanical engineering and study at NDU. So I had it all figured out at the time. And I didn't really care anybody's judgment. Even though when I used to come at school, tell my very close friends, because I had just a few, I used to tell them, guys, I have now 5 subscribers, 20 subscribers. I remember the first year I made a video on YouTube. I was thanking my subscribers. I had, to this day, I remember, I had 56 subscribers and 21,000 views. So I went on YouTube. I was like, guys, thank you so much. This is a milestone for me. It meant so much to me, even the small numbers. I used to celebrate every small milestone up until, we have the big numbers now. So yeah, I loved being in front of the camera. I loved cars, and I thought, I don't care who anybody sees it. I just want to do what I love to do. Yeah.
This is like what you're telling me right now. Honestly, it's an inspiration. You know what? لأنه this, first of all, you didn't have any fear.
Yeah.
You said, I want to do this. I don't care about any judgment. Most of us, we just don't start things because we are afraid, and we are afraid of judgment. Even when you started, when you were 15, you got bullied because of doing the reviews?
No, for some reason, it's just being myself.
So
People just pick on you for some reason. I had good grades at school. Okay, I was very disciplined. But nobody went ahead and judged me for my car reviews, which was something that was interesting. Because they knew I had a YouTube channel, and because I was getting those views, again, 20,000 views isn't a small number for a channel that's basically nothing. And I had
You were 15, yeah.
Exactly.
You're 15 years old.
Exactly. And I knew a lot of people who started YouTube channels at school, and they barely got 100 views of it. So seeing, and I was, oh, you know what, this guy is checking out cool cars. So they kind of respected me, shway as of there. And it's funny now because those same people who used to pick on me at school now when they see me around, or they even text me, yo Ghadi, we saw your stuff, congratulations. I laugh because you know, people change eventually, and then you earn that respect. And I wanted to make sure I earned it with something I created. Because you know, when you're in school, you're someone that you just go to school, you have nothing going on in your life. And people pick on other people, right, because they don't have anything to do. But I thought, you know what, I'm not gonna let it hurt me or just put me down. I'm gonna prove to everyone here that I will make it. Alhamdulillah, I believe in at this point I'm living what I wanted to live.
Now you made it.
Alhamdulillah, I still don't believe it. I still have a lot of potential. I feel like I can grow MCR even further. But in the short period of time that I put my effort in, yes, I feel like I did a good job.
Your mindset, to be honest, when you were at such a young age,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Not being that affected with what people say.
Yeah, it's very important.
For me, it's a major thing, and especially you're 15.
Yeah.
يعني sometimes people that are 30 are still affected by other people's opinion. وانت you didn't only talk, you did the thing.
Yeah.
So
I switched it, the whole thing, you know. I changed the whole circumstance, this whole situation. I took it in the direction I thought it should be, you know.
This is beautiful صراحة لأنه it's when we sit together, for example, you always hear I want to do this thing but I'm afraid. So for you to come and say I am not afraid,
yeah.
I did all those stuff, to see it, you know, with your eyes, it's
makes you proud. You know, I wish I could go back to my 15-year-old self, tell him keep doing what you're doing, because you know something, I'm someone that journals a lot. Okay, I have a journal and I write my concerns, when I'm happy, when I'm sad, you know, problems I go through, and even if I solve the problem, I write it down for my future self. So I go back to some stuff I used to write when I was 15, 16.
Oh, you used to journal?
Yeah. So it's so funny and I'm so thankful for it. What I wrote at the time is is my life now. So I used to write, I want to review, for example, this car. I want to film all those cars. I want to encompass. I want to be this guy. I want to live this life. So this is where I am now. So I wish I can just go back to this guy and tell him, you're gonna get to it. You know, believe that you will get to it because you already have. So it's nice to keep track of it, and everybody watching it, journal. It's very nice. It's very important. It takes 5 minutes of your day, 10 minutes of your day, and it doesn't have to be every day. If you're busy, you don't have to write it down. But if you have a concern or a dream, it's so nice to go back to it and feel like, you know what, I made it. I made my previous self proud. You know.
It increases your self-belief.
Definitely. So it pushes you to do more because you achieved this goal that you had for yourself. Now let's aim for higher and let's grow bigger.
You have around 630,000.
Yes, almost.
You went from the 20,000 views what the 15.
Yeah.
And now you're at the video that you just posted. You had 100 million views.
Yeah. So I started a trend. I'm gonna call it ASMR for cars.
Yes.
Okay?
Tell me more about this.
Yes. So last year, I went to a showroom. I believe it was the Mercedes Maybach GLS. So I was like, you know what, I want to. I don't want to talk. I just want people to be here with me and feel it. So I just started pressing buttons and I posted it on YouTube, on Instagram. It started getting traction. It got, I think, my first 1 million views. And then I went to Range Rover, to Land Rover, and I filmed the new Range Rover that just arrived. It's brand new and a lot of people like it. So I did ASMR on that and just blew up. It went, I had 4,000 followers at the time and I jumped in 2 weeks to 318,000 followers.
Wow.
The video went viral. Now it's at 101 million views. So it was such a huge thing. I remember when we were the guys, so we were hanging out. I was at 92,000 followers, and I wanted to leave the next day. I told them, guys, no, I have filming the next day. I need to leave. They were like, Ghadi, let's wait for it to become 100,000, and then you can leave. In 25 minutes, I believe it was almost 25 minutes. We celebrated the 100,000, and I told them, guys, no way, you see, 100,000, like 8,000 followers in 20 minutes doesn't make sense. So that you can see the power of Instagram and the power of Reels and the algorithm, how it works.
The power of your consistency, then to come in and to be.
Because I did it second time. I posted a Mercedes Maybach S-Class, so it got it's at 97.5 million.
To be honest, this video is super nice.
Thank you. And then there's another Range Rover Sport. Now it's at 103. So when you think about the numbers, 103 million is a huge number, which got me to the followers I am today. So yeah, I think one of the things that I'm proud of, I started something and I've built sort of a trend, because everybody in Lebanon then posted ASMR, and it was so funny. All the people that I used to work with, I don't like to call them competitors, but people who do also content creation started doing ASMR. So yeah, I kind of we started something, and those ASMR videos even blew me up on TikTok and on YouTube. So YouTube, remember I told you I had 56 subscribers. It took me 3 years to get to 1,000 subscribers, and from 2018 till 2023, I had only 8,000 subscribers. 8,000. I didn't even reach the 10,000 mark.
Wow.
But from 8,000 to 110,000, that was in a few weeks because of YouTube Shorts. This is what I like to talk about. You have to follow the trends and know what each platform is boosting. Because Instagram was boosting Reels like crazy last year, and they still do. They want to, convert TikTok to their platform. Everybody who uses TikTok, they want them to use Instagram the same way. So I was posting a lot of Reels consistently, and then I went to YouTube Shorts shortly after that. So I posted YouTube Shorts like crazy, and like this, zero effort. I didn't have to, film those 20-minute reviews and whatnot. It was very easy to get to a high number, and I have the audience. So now whatever you post, you're gonna get the engagement, Yeah.
With all the views that you're getting, all the followers that you got, okay, and for me, if this happens, like it's a moment where you get shocked. No, this is something that can be.
It's a high. It's a high. Yeah.
But something that you can make it, like you said, it's your passion. It can be your full-time job. It's a business that, of course, it can be much bigger than just going and working for in engineering. How did you monetize it? يعني, how did you turn it into a business? So now, MasterCard reviews. What are your sources of income from all of this?
Okay, so as we talked about, I didn't really think of money at the start. Even when my friends saw me, I started YouTube, they thought I was doing it for the money. I never really cared about it. I just wanted the platform to share my content. Now, alhamdulillah, I'm making a living out of it, because every car I post now is usually brands. There's a new car in Lebanon. They call me, Ghadi, come please review it. We need your content over it. And I can charge, because nobody is really doing the same content as I'm doing now in Lebanon. So they want the MCR content. Let's just put it that way. They want the MCR coverage on their cars.
You built yourself as a brand.
Exactly. So you have, you want the review, you want the reels, you want the kaza. You just call me, and I go and film the stuff. So I'm able to make a living out of it. And then there's the sponsors, for example, the ads that I do. Because once you get the high reach, your face is like noticeable. So people want your face in their brands. And something, again, I'm very grateful for. I didn't really expect it. Most of the clothes that I have now, or most of the gadgets, or for example my phone, are things I don't pay for because they're sponsored, and I still can't believe it to this day. These are stuff that come to you. I'm not saying this because I'm talking about myself, but it's something that I created from scratch. And I got to a point where I don't have to think about those stuff because they're ads. It's so nice. It's so satisfying. I go to my mom and tell her, Mom, they got me a T-shirt. I never got anything as a gift. I used to always go buy the stuff for myself. I used to go shopping with my mom, and I still do. But now they send you the stuff because you're a figure. And the sources of income, I think. So I have YouTube. I make money off of YouTube. Every review, as I mentioned, I usually share it on my platforms, so I get paid for them. And then there's the ads. For example, you have a brand that you want to promote. I come and do your ads, and then I charge for it. And that's basically it, I think. Eventually, I want to, make it something more consistent, because I don't want to work with engineering. We both know that. And I always tell my friends, a day comes and I stop MCR and I go into mechanical engineering. This is where I know I failed myself, because I don't like this whole stuff. We're going to talk about engineering later on and how my university life was. But yes, I have big plans, and now that I graduated, I have all my time just for that, no excuses anymore.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's full time.
For sure.
You do this 24/7.
Yep, exactly.
Your parents, you told me your mom, you go shopping with her, like your parents, بالأول, did they support you?
Very. If it wasn't for my parents, I wouldn't have been here. They were very supportive since the start. Even when I told them, I want to film a review on my Golf, They were very supportive. They watched it. It was like, Ghadi, it's so nice. But even though it wasn't. But the video is not that bad. صراحة. There was good stuff involved. But they were very supportive. And my dad used to take me to all those events, to all those showrooms. Because at the start, obviously, they didn't call me. So I used to show up to the showrooms. There was, for example, a BMW X5 that has newly arrived to Lebanon. I used to go and film it. My dad used to go with me. Haram, he used to, like, every time I wanted to go film a review, he used to come with me. Well, now we laugh about it because when I'm driving those cool supercars, cool cars, I'm not taking him with me. So he's like, Ghadi used to take me to the shitty car reviews.
Why are you going to see that?
I was like, why aren't you taking me to the cool cars? But when I can, I usually get cars to drive for the weekend to review them. So when I have them, I give my dad the keys, like, Dad, go. I'm all قصدولة فيها to give it back. So he enjoys it a lot. He gets excited. He's like, غادي شو عنا هالweekend? شو في سيارة to film. So he gets excited as well. When مثلا there's a car he likes, he can't wait. It's like, غادي متى بقى ناخد هيدي السيارة؟ متى جاي هيدي السيارة? So
what is the coolest car you've ever had
reviewed?
Oh, you can't say it's going.
No. There's a lot of cars because I can't remember. For example, like, I'm a big fan of Porsche. And the GT3 RS experience was really nice. I drove a Lamborghini Aventador as well. It's an amazing car. It's a dream car to a lot of people. I didn't really put it up there. I think Lamborghini Huracan Performante is more me. So I love that experience as well. And some cars that aren't really special, but I love the filming. One of the cars that I loved the filming was a Changan CS95, I think. So it's a family car, not exciting at all. But I remember I took it to Bekish. It was higher in the mountains, and we had the clouds below us. So this filming was beautiful, and it was a really nice experience. So I still remember this review to this day because of how nice the filming was. So yeah, this is an experience I always love to talk about.
Oh, you're planning to take your dad with you now? Or?
For sure. Now, for example, the other day we were filming. I still haven't posted about it. The Ford Raptor. We were filming. He loves the Ford Raptor. So the second he knew I was filming it, أكيد قلت له, Dad, you're coming with me. And so we went to film it. We went to this to Nahr Ibrahim. There's the sea. Then there's the river. So we went with the Raptor in the river. We had the off-road kind of stuff. It was really exciting, and I was grateful that he was with me. And he really enjoyed the car as well.
Anthony in the background, أعطينا a very nice question to ask.
Okay.
The last semester in university or the last year, congratulations, you graduated.
Yeah.
But your focus was on MCR.
For sure.
I want you to walk me through, first of all, congratulations, you finished it.
Yep.
Maybe if I was making a lot of money and doing my passion, I would say I would leave
the past. Like never. Academics, I feel like it's something you have to do, even though you won't work with it. But it's nice to have a background, and having a degree to some point not only puts in it. Obviously, people will respect you more if you have a degree, but it's for you. Because if you leave university just to do something else, you'll fail yourself. You could have done both. I did both. You can do both. I know a friend of mine who dropped out of school to go into dropshipping and selling stuff. I respect him. He's making a ton of money, and good for him. But you could have done that with school. You have to manage. This is where you succeed in life, when you know how to manage your time. Speaking of Anthony, you know how we met? It's a story I want to mention. We were in the same. We met on the first day of university. He was sitting behind me. He was watching a video about a Carrera GT. The exhaust note was in my ears. So I was like, "Oh, you like cars?"
Oh, best he likes cars.
So it's like, "No, I do car reviews, man." And he was like, "Okay, cool, man." So then I went to my bag. I grabbed a business card I had done for myself at the time. Well, I thought, in university, I'm gonna, share my business cards and get potential reviews. So I gave it to him. He looked at me and was like, "What the fuck is this guy doing? He's giving me a business card at the first day of university." Well, he went home and laughed about it. But from this day on, we're best friends, and we're very close friends. And I laugh because you know how I was. You know my mentality. خلاص أنا فايت to university, and I want to make connections. I want to build MCR even further. Some of them became my friends, and some of them got me into car reviews. But just to see where my mentality was and how passionate I was, and I didn't really care. I just wanted to get to my target. I started university. I needed to get a scholarship, so I studied hard, and my GPA was consistent. I'd say an average of 3.7. Okay, throughout 3.5 years. Okay, the last year and a half it started dropping شوي شوي. Alhamdulillah, I graduated with a GPA of 3.40.
That's really good يا أنطون فكرنا
46 49 I think it was 49 يمكن I forgot. Okay, بس خلص I didn't really care about my grades anymore. But I got a distinction which I'm proud of. I could have gotten a high distinction بس إنه خلص روق.
بس man, it's really good. You're handling a business يعني مش إنه
like you can't imagine the time. Exactly. I want to mention something. I do a marketing job for a marketing firm for a boutique.
Nice.
Okay, so كمان it's a job. I have a small job to make.
Tell me more about the shoe service.
We do calendars for brands and I handle other social media accounts. So it's funny because these social media accounts know who's running their accounts. They would laugh. But so I handle this stuff and clients, the designers, I emails back and forth. And I still do it to this day. I started actually 2 years ago because of my friend who I like the people I work with. So it's extra money on the side. And yeah, they basically, at university, I love NDU and I made, really nice friends. One of them is Anthony sitting right behind the camera. So I loved NDU, I love my experience. It was beautiful throughout, which is, one of the main reasons I kind of put the effort, even though I had MCR. The guys would know, I used to skip classes sometimes. I even traveled to Dubai with Audi this semester. I skipped a few days of, but it's MCR. I tell my doctors, and my doctors understand, and some of them watch my stuff even. One of the doctors, I took a marketing course in my last semester. I wanted to take marketing because it's kind of related to my work. So the doctor, مش بس she follows me, she loves my work. So when we first got into the class, she was very happy I was in her class, and I eventually got an A because I really enjoyed it. Some classes I really enjoyed taking because of the instructors, and they kind of understand your case, so they're not more lenient, but they make the whole thing smoother, in case, deadlines and whatnot. And I had a lot of friends that used to help me with the deadlines. My friend Simon as well. He used to help me with the deadlines, and I used to forget when we have something to give in. So he'd give me, غادي بدنا نقدم هيدا بكرة, okay? عندنا deadline بعد بكرة. So
they used to support.
Yeah. Well, I used to do my work. I'm not someone that, and I had my good grades, but due to many circumstances, I tried to, I shifted my full focus from here to here, and I thought it was worth it. No.
Voila, you're getting recognized. Tell us about when you got recognized with a father and his son. His son told him.
Yes, I love this story. We were at the e-motor show. Okay, the e-motor show happened in May, I think. So electric cars هيدا. So I posted on my Instagram and I'll be there guys whole اليومين from this time to this time. We were at the BMW stand and this guy he's older than my dad. Okay, he comes up to me, he's like Ghadi, I came from Zahle to here just to see you.
Wow.
He was it was something and أنا طلعت فيه قلت لك إنه thank you so much. ووقف قال لي خلينا نتصور. He had his son and his daughter. تصورنا نحن كلنا سوا. He appreciates a lot my work. Then ما بعرف إذا he left بس إنه he made sure to see me and he was so happy to see me and he was very appreciative of my work. وأنا in these moments هيك you look back at it I'm 23 years old عرفت. I've created something for myself with these old people عرفت that have been through a lot of stuff in their life and they've seen a lot of people. They appreciate your work, so it kind of tells me Ghadi, you're doing a good job. When these people appreciate what you're doing. Yeah.
You found all the effort, all the work that you put in.
Yeah.
هلا man, you're 23 years old وعم بيجيك حدا
yeah, exactly.
سنة عم بيجي لك ليك I'm here to see you.
Yeah. It's crazy. حتى هلا كمان from kids they بيكونوا مثلا 7 to 8 years old بكون بالمول sometimes I'm buying something.
غادي.
بيسأل like can we take a picture? وأنا when they tell me to take a picture بستحي عرفت because I'm not used to شو بدك تاخذ صورة معي عرفت إنه مين أنا. It's every single time بنكون بهيك just random places كثير بنبسط when they come وهيك مثلا بنكون random restaurant أنا بكون نازل بالبرجر تبع عرفت مشطشط وكلنا سوا نازل بالفرايز بيسأل فينا ناخذ صورة معي. It's so funny. It's like بدي أكيد بس خليني مسح شوي عرفت. So yeah, it's so nice الحمد لله.
Congratulations man مرة ثانية. But I want to stress on the fact that you are 23 years old.
Yeah.
You have
almost 23 by the way.
Almost 22.
November.
I'm 22. You're 22 years old. You have this business.
Yep.
Okay. Walk me through what you're learning right now. يعني you are meeting as a بدك owner of companies
Yep.
that are reaching out to you. You have to first of all negotiate with those people. بركة. Walk me through the things that you are learning. ما بعرف accounting bro. No.
Okay.
You have a business between your hands. Do you have employees? Walk me through the business side of things.
It's all me, from the editing to the filming. Recently I've been doing those exciting films or the stuff مثلا that require drone shots and cinematic stuff. I have people that work with me. مثلا Al Faid is very good. Wheelhouse كمان الشباب, they're very good. So I kind of we collaborate على amazing projects. But it's all me, and I do the editing. I do everything from script writing to storyboard to logistics. Sometimes I handle everything. So yeah, this is on me. Regarding the whole business point of view, أو حتى to meet people, I've been fortunate enough to meet a lot of CEOs, and for example, I'm very friends with Michael Bistani, who's the son of Toyota Lebanon, and he eventually he's gonna own Toyota Lebanon. I'm also good friends with Porsche's owner, Porsche Center Lebanon. So a lot of people that have big positions, and again, at my age, I don't know how to speak to people. You're sitting across the table with people, negotiating, telling them, you know what, I can make content for you. بيطلع انه you have to be very confident and be very تقنعهم لانه انت you're 23 years old. When are they gonna get anybody else? But why you? Why choose me? هلا at this point my numbers speak for themselves. يعني هن قبل ما كانت هيك، يعني قبل كانت روح قول لهم انا شو بعمل وفرجيهم my content. Okay, you know what, you can try. هلا لا خلص بيشوفوا the engagement، بيشوفوا they call you, they come here. So it's kind of nice. And you're working with big brands, and I'm fortunate enough to work with Audi, Porsche, Ford, BMW, Mercedes.
You have partnerships, man. It's not only to review the car.
Yes, إذا بدك. هلا مثلا with Porsche it's a long-term deal. So we're working على كذا project. Sometimes it's one project based. So for example, there's the new BMW M2 that came. So Ghadi, come film a review on it. Okay. Sometimes there's a nice مثلا مثلا Hyundai Ioniq 5 for example, want to film a review on it. So this is how it goes. We film per review basis.
It's not restricted again. Is a Porsche they have a long-term deal with you?
لا أبدا. I work with everybody. I let them know before I start. Guys, and I work with everybody. You cannot إذا بدك buy the MCR content. It doesn't make sense. And حتى في a few dealers they were like, Ghadi, just create content for us. I tell them, guys, I'm sorry, I can create reviews, I content creation, but not just for you. لأنه one, you have to pay for it. But even though they paid $100,000, and I wouldn't do it. لأنه بكون هيك مثل أقول لك I'm limiting myself. I want to work with as many brands as possible, and I'm an automotive reviewer, so people want to see different varieties. ما فينا just to film certain type of cars وهيك. It doesn't make sense. So yeah, well, in terms of accounting and whatnot, putting a price on your work is very difficult. And I بالأول مثلا كنت أصور, I used to go to these dealers, أصور like 30-second reels. I used to take, I think $30 for the coverage. Some people may find it a lot. And at the time, I was very satisfied, been $30 or $50. Man, we went through a very hard time in Lebanon, right? And my family, we're very average, less than average even. So the first time I earned my $50, it was a time where, خلص ما عاد في دولار بالبلد. we were, يعني أنا my dad ضابط متقاعد بالجيش. Okay, so معاشه is nothing. So the first time I came home with a $50 bill, it was the first time I carried a $50 bill. It was such a good feeling. لأنه خلص I told my parents وقتها إنه guys, count on me. I'm gonna help us get out of this. And 50 ولا 50 ولا 50 ولا 50 and hundreds. بلشنا نروح as a family. I was paying my tuition, mine and my brothers. Because my parents could not handle it, and I didn't want to stop. So with my scholarship and financial aid, I was able to finish my degree. Alhamdulillah, I'm مكفي with my brother. But I remember the day I earned my first $50. I went to McDonald's drive-through. I got burgers for my family because قلنا كان زمان كتير مشاكلين McDonald's. It's the small things, I thought I wanted to celebrate with my family with this small meal. مثل as a good omen, guys, things are gonna get better. From McDonald's to the more expensive stuff. So yeah, it's something I like to talk about. So I used to charge $30 to $50, and then شوي so that لأنه there's a lot of people كمان asking for you to film reviews. ما فيك تعطيهم the $50. So you want my stuff? That's $100. You want my stuff? That's $200, $300. So when do they pay? لأنه they know إذا أنت يعني خلص they want the content. they want the MCR content.
The price objections إنك كانوا يعني إذا بدك in your head.
Exactly.
يعني أنت if you said 50 أو 500 they would have said yes.
Like not all of them لأنه again ما في شيء بلبنان شوي the whole content creation and paying for them is still هيك منه فايته براسهم. عرفت they believe إنه بنزل دعاية على التي في وبمشي الحال. بس هلا with the power of social media.
حتى with big يعني Porsche.
هلا لا عرفت بس شايف with the power of social media and how easy. أنا مثلا نزلت مرة تيك توك فيديو ماشي literally كان تيك توك فيديو I was walking around the showroom عم بحكي عن سيارة. The car that's around شي يمكن $300,000 it got sold the night I posted the TikTok.
From your video.
From my video. عرفت وانا كيف I knew ما هن ما بيقولوا لي مثلا I know from a friend that a friend غادي برو شاف الفيديو تبعك على تيك توك and they bought the car. So هلا eventually مثلا كنت عم نحكي عن business أنا I want to make commissions off of these sales لأنه أنا I'm reaching a lot of people. وTikTok is a very powerful app. It's regional you reach a lot of people. It was a very good step. My mom كتير شجعتني إنه غادي فوت على تيك توك. أنا was like mom إنه تيك توك I used to use it بس I didn't think إنه people would be interested in cars. قلت لها امي انه ما انا عايز هلا اعمل كروب لليوتيوب فيديوز نزلهم nobody would care. بس ضلت قنعتني قلت انا let me try it وحكيت باللبناني يعني خلص بس تحت انت فيديو باللبناني حتحضره. اذا بلشت بالانجلش اللبناني بيقول لك اوكي هذا اجنبي ما بكفي. So I targeted the Lebanese people. So أنا most of the people that recognize me basically from TikTok عرفت لأنه بلبنان regional. أنا my Instagram audience في من وين ما كان. So yeah with the prices again نرجع بنحكي انه you have to know how to put invoices عرفت تحط تسعر مضبوط انت البوست بيكلف هالقد الريل بيكلف هالقد انا في نزل لك ستوري عرفت هيك it's not easy to this day I'm still learning it انه قد ايه في اتفرج مع الشركات قول لهم جايز اوكي هذا البروجكت بيكلف هالقد عرفت انتوا you want the drone you want the videos you want the كذا there's a price for it وstill I feel نحن والphotographers والvideographers we're underrated عرفت يعني برا they pay way more and I heard stories in Dubai for example some influencer he has way less followers than me they paid him an ad for a brand $10,000 to $15,000
wow.
in Lebanon the same thing they pay you $200 or $300 عرفت وأنا I have way more reach than him and way more followers so it makes more sense هون تعرف إنه أنا I'd love to eventually go to Dubai أو
this is what like I was just thinking you know there is as a comparing $200 to $300 to $10,000 or $15,000 and why don't you just
exactly
go there yeah.
exactly like I love Lebanon I want to stay in Lebanon as much as I can because I feel there's a lot of potential especially بالcar industry people don't know that بس أنا again هيك I'm proud of myself بمحل معين إنه I'm paving a way لهول الشركات إنه عم ناخد هول السيارات برات الشورومز أخذنا مثلا بورشا تايكان طلعنا فيها على عيون السمان فوق فريقة بتعرف من الطريق بتسطل Porsche doesn't usually do that stuff عرفت بس they gave me the Taycan we created content بلبنان ولا مرة انعمل with Ford مثلا مين بياخد فورد رابتر من الشركة وبينزلوا بالنهر وبيطلعوا وكذا عرفت عم بيتحمسوا which is something أنا I'm using إنه guys كل كامبين أقوى من الثاني ومثلا as I'm doing this أنا with Porsche with Ford بيجوا BMW نحن كمان بدنا نحن we have nice cars do that to us so بقول أنا you know what we create a video أو شيء for them and then so أنا هذا اللي عم بحبه وبلبنان في كتير سيارات وفي كتير potential أنا I love إنه it's a vibrant community especially the car community so بمحل معين هلا بنحكي زودك بعد عنه إنه كيف قشط لبنان بفترة و everybody went into this depression بس when you look at you know besides everything again كل واحد ظروفه هيك بس إذا you look at the bigger picture إنه Lebanon is fine بس يروق شوي الدولار وكذا إنه لك الحمد لله الصيفية إنه people are going out فتعودنا على الجو وبعده عم يوصل كل السيارات with the nice super cars وكذا which makes you happy إنه عم يوصلوا first units على لبنان نحن بالميدل ايست كله عم بيوصل أول شيء على لبنان so شيء كثير منيح عرفت إنه نحن بلبنان the worst single economy هلا بالعالم عم يوصلنا the nicest cars okay it's ironic right إنه في ناس ما معها تاكل في ناس they're buying those $100,000 cars بس this is how it is وأنا عم بستفيد من هول the people that are buying those cars to create content from myself but you have to find a middle ground عرفت إنه أنت you're part of these people بس you're using those other people to create content
it is what it is
exactly I want to put it that way yeah
like what is the craziest story that you've had يعني to be honest the cars that you're reviewing يعني they are each one is more beautiful than the
alhamdulillah yeah thank you
what's the first of all what was the most beautiful car يعني that you've reviewed عرفت يعني مثلا you had a video a Mercedes
yeah
it is extremely nice
يعني. And I think you like Mercedes and
I
as a
like
brand,
it,
yeah. Like I wouldn't go Mercedes. I don't really like their new designs, especially the EQ, the electric cars. And I think I'm talking about EQS with the hyper screen. Like, and I don't like this car. لأنه it's electric. I'm not a big fan of electric cars. Even though the Porsche Taycan is the best electric car you can buy, and I can officially say it. لأنه I've driven an e-tron GT, which is very similar to it, and I've driven a bunch of electric cars, from Mercedes to BMWs to كلهم. They all drive the same. E-tron GT was so good, I loved it. But then I drove the Taycan. Taycan is more dynamic, it's sportier. The e-tron GT is a grand tourer, يعني more luxury, it's calmer. So you want something that's dynamic, the Taycan is amazing. The sound, the feel, the acceleration, the power. And I drove the Taycan Turbo. It was so fast. رجعنا نزلت من السيارة عم برج هيك لأنه the whole time عم تنتع عرفت. The whole time the torque is pushing you back, the G forces are pushing you back. So it was a really nice experience. Hey, in terms of electric cars. That's my favorite review. I think like I love the Huracan Performante. It was a really nice car. لأنه أنا I find myself owning it. One of the cool reviews that I've
This is your dream car خلاص?
It's one of the cars I want to own eventually, yes. I filmed the review BMW M4 versus AMG C63S F82 with the whatever generation that he was. That's in the previous generation with the V8, with the proper V8. Because the new the C63 is a 4-cylinder, which sucks. But the back-to-back MCR back-to-back was really nice. I really enjoyed it, and it was always a dream of mine to put those two cars مع بعض. عرفت؟ And M4 with the C63. So كتير enjoyed the reviews. To this day بعد ما بعرف ليش او كيف اقتنعوا هول الاليجنت وقتها وشدياء كيف اقتنعوا يعطوني السيارات for the whole day. عرفت like اوكي غادي خدهم. اخذتهم I filmed the review عنهم ووقتها ربحت الام 4. A lot of people were mad about it. بس انه the M4 is better to drive. If it's C63, I feel like when I'm 35 years old, I'd buy a C because it's it's for the older people. You know what I mean? Yeah, it is.
هلا شيلنا من الكار ريفيوز اخذنا على الجات ريفيو. عندك يعني you have a video that is jet وفراريز
هي it was a collaboration مع Deals on Wheels. he always had the idea انه يكون عنده super cars بالمطار. وهي wanted someone to present.
حكينا the first time بتنعمل لا؟
بلا first time بلبنان يعني. عرفت؟ so اخذنا 48 بيستا الهوريكان بيرفورمانتي كمان that I reviewed وجي دي 2 RS. so حطيناهم وقتها وغادي انه نزال من البرايفت جيت وعملوا هذا وانا من first time I've been in بشوف برايفت جيت قدامي يعني عرفت. so it was really nice. everybody was really nice بالمطار على فكره. very nice staff لانه هن ما المفروض تكون هنيك بس هن they know people وكذا ظبطوا لنا the whole stuff. so الشوت كان كثير حلو very enjoyable. وسانست على المطار with 3 سوبر كارز قدامها كانوا سوريال يعني. وطلعنا حتى على هول ما بعرف شو بيسمون هول السيارات اللي بيجروا البلينز يعني بيكون هيك في عليهم دك صغير. so قعدنا انا ورالف وقتها he was shooting the cars وانا just قاعد عم بتفرج على the view. it was so nice. we started off 2023 in a good way.
فيديو بيفهم يعني. ليك بهيدا الاكسبيرينس يعني طالع ببرايفت جيت وانت يعني انا مثلا انا مش ما بحياتي شايف برايفت جيت مثل ما انت انه هيك شو الفيلينج يعني هيك تيجي تقول خيي انا انه after all those years خصوصا هلا بدي اياك تيجي كمان تخبرنا عن فتره الكورونا انت how you tried to pivot او excel بهالفتره انه what's the feeling انه هيك ما نيجي تعمل هيك collaboration.
ما فيك تتخيل ما فيك تتخيل انه اتس انه خدها على حالك عرفت. انت just filming reviews هيك روق بالشوروم then you get called to film with a private jet. هلا once you're there خلص it's a prop يعني private jet yacht jet ski عرفت فراري كيا they're all the same خلص they're a prop you have to use to create good content. بس after بس ارجع على البيت بضطر بقول damn bro private jet what the fuck. عرفت
لوجن بول مستني هيك فيديو يعني صوره و14 سنه
انا برجع على امي ليك شو صورت اليوم عرفت انه once I share it with people بفهم انه انا what I was doing عرفت. انا it's always about sharing it with the people. ما بحب انه اعمل شيء و just keep it to myself لانه ما لها قيمه عرفت. بحب اروح عند اصحابي عرفت خبرهم جايز ليك شو عملت اليوم عرفت وبينبسطوا لي. بيقولوا انه برافو غادي كذا بيتحمسوا. this is something that gives me a lot of satisfaction having good people that surround you وبيحسسوك انه انت what you're doing is good. لانه انا it's work يعني most of the cars I take ما ببقى مركز 100% enjoyment عرفت يعني. منك سيارة لك ومنك يعني انا بكون عم بفكر بالفيديو اللي بدي اصوره شو بدي اقول شو ما بدي اقول كيف بدي اخذ الشوت. بكون عم بفكر بالفيديوغرافر كيف بده ياخذ الفيديو سو لازم بيكون مليون فكره لانه I have very limited time with the car ما تنسى عرفت. we have to create big content. سو ما فيك تيجي تقعد انت بالسياره تسكر كل شيء وزك تبلش هيك تطلع بالاشياء وتروح وعبالي جازده لا عرفت. sometimes you can بس sometimes you
You're not
cannot.
there to enjoy it يعني.
exactly. سو اوقات برجع على البيت بقول لك مثلا الافنتادور، الافنتادور كان شوي معنا وقت زياده بس رجعت على البيت ونمت وعيت النهار قلت واو I drove an Aventador. بس قبلها بتكون عم بتفكر بكل شيء الا انه it's an Aventador. خلص it's a car you have to get this shot right, you have to get this B-roll right. بدك تنتبه انه اوكي it's a $1 million car, you have to drive it very carefully عرفت لانه مسؤوليه.
ليك وانه it's اذا صار true.
ليك usually في insurance عليهم most of the cars I
So
take.
you're not reliable.
لا أنا ما في liability لانه خلص it's insured انه لا سمح الله في شيء insurance will cover it. عرفت they know هن بالنهايه they're giving me the car to
يعني
review.
$1 million كار يعني بتسوق بنزين 10.
ما بعرف اذا كان في انشورنس على ذات كار يعني لو صار شيء كنت اختارها بالعمل. I believe there was بس the Aventador ايه برو the Aventador is so low to the ground. it's a very raw experience. حكيت عنها بالريفيو. مش بس انه بتنتهي هي it's a single clutch okay there's a lot of power but the single clutch is a slow kind of a slow gearbox مش slow بس بينتع. so you floor it you upshift you go back and then you go before عرفت يعني بتكبك لقدام وكذا. سو كل رقبتك المسلز تبعك مثلا الفيزيبيليتي من ورا كثير سيء. سو انت عم ترجع مثلا تطلع هون ومن هون عم تتحرك عرفت. كل جسمك بيكون قاعد على الباكيت سيتس and it's a very low experience. It's so nice. The V12 sounds amazing و everybody looks at you عرفت. ما فيك تبقى ماشي على الاوتوستراد انت اوطى من كل شيء يعني بتبقى مثلا البيكانتو يمكن almost انت على بابه عرفت يعني ما حتى بتوصل على الشباك قد ما واطي السياره و it's very هيك firm. بس it was a really nice experience عرفت. والافنتادور بتعرف it's an Aventador everybody loves it. so to be able to drive it it was amazing عن جد.
خبرنا عن كورونا.
كورونا ليك like everybody in Lebanon أنا مش رح I wasn't an exception ويمكن بالعالم كمان خلص we went into this downhill ونحن ثورة كورونا ولبنان خلص was dying. so I didn't film anything I didn't film any content. my channel was slowly dying وصرت انا طلع انه كيف يعني انا I love to do car reviews كيف يعني ما عم بقدر اعمل car reviews انه this is my dream. شو بعمل ليش بلدي ما عم يخليني اعمل اللي بحبه انا. شو كثير اثرت علي وبس بلش شوي يفتح البلد صرت اروح على الشوروم تصور وبس اطلع على الكاميرا اقول انه I missed this it's been a year since I filmed anything. بس still ما كانت الاشياء مثل ما انا كنت بدي اياها عرفت انه انا I've been doing YouTube كان يمكن for like 6 years 5 years 6 years. so ما كنت I'm getting the النتيجة اللي بدي اياها. ما في كثير ناس تعرفني I had barely 800 followers على انستغرام. الناس بتسألني شو بتعمل بقول لهم I do car reviews they don't really care. so بتذكر حتى كان في one event بشوروم هلا I work with يعني they're very good friends of mine بس قبل ما كانوا يعرفوني. و once I went up to them مش انه شحطوني بس like okay good job please leave. so وقت عملوا ايفنت وما عزموني ولانه ما كانوا يعرفوني وما هيدا زعلت عرفت. قلت لها لامي نوام ليكي هيدا الايفنت انا ما انعزمت عليه والايفنت اللي قبله ما انعزمت عليه وانا doing car reviews وخلص ما لها عازل البيج.
you felt you wanted to quit وقتها.
at this point was the lowest عرفت لانه خلص كانوا you're not doing anything بحياتك يعني خلص you've stopped everything و your dream has come to an end. شو يعني your dream comes to an end؟ it kills a man عرفت انت حاطط كل طموحك وانا فت engineering وخلص بدي فوت بالسيارات كيف يعني بدي اوقف عرفت. وتعبت لانه I used to get so many rejections ما بتصدق قديش مان يعني كنت دق على الشوروم اول ما جبت 1000 subscribers I was so happy دقيت على الشوروم قال لي انا اصلا بيجيني كثير تليفونات انت الكونتنت تبعك منه حلو بليز ما بدق وسكر الخط بوجهي عرفت. انا هون زيك اوكي نوات ما راح ازعل تصير دق على غير شورومز ايه اوكي بنبقى بنحكيك وما يحكوني دق لهيدا نحن مش فاضيين لك عن اشياء اهم. those same people are now sending me
please
outside of Lebanon to film their cars. هلا هول بيقولوا لي بليز تعال غادي شو ما بدك how much do you charge please come. so it was يعني ليك نقله نوعيه ما بدك نقله كانت مخيفه
بس يعني
بس throughout ايه عم لك
you did يعني you kept pushing through
man it put me down. عم لك انا لو my parents و my mom specifically my mom was always there for me يعني the day اللي ما انعزمت قعدت انه قعدنا انا وامي قلت لها مام انه كنت عم ببكي زعلان خلص عرفت انا I'm destroyed as a man. وماي مام was always there عرفت عم تسمعني كذا قالت لي غادي pray about it عرفت. انت this is your dream عرفت God will not let you down so go for it. صلي وكذا. the next day man سبحان الله the next day I get a phone call هيك from مرض قال لي غادي ليك نحن شفنا هيدا عندها سيارة فيك تيجي تصورها. شو يعني تيجي تصورها عرفت. so رحت و I made sure that day to film the best review I ever did in my life. خلص I wanted to prove myself. غدي بده يعملها. نزلتها وقتها. معرض تاني حكينا ليك نحن شفناك صورت هون فيك تيجي لعنا. ودرست الهيستوري عرفت خلص بلشت الاشياء تبرم. وانا مثل again I'm very religious و to this day بقول انا ما في شيء بيصير بالغلط عرفت it's my faith in things that got me to where I am today عرفت وعلى طول عندي big projects. I always refer to again my mom. But spiritually, it's you always have to pray for things. عرفت لأنه لو ما هول الأشياء أنت ما كنت هون يعني أنا لو I didn't pray about the things and I do believe that God has and everything is due to God's presence in my life. Okay, this is how I see it. Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah.
I love this. Well, your mom,
Yeah.
you mentioned her
Yeah.
several times.
Yeah.
هي إذا بدك خبرنا أكثر عنها. هي she's your motivation.
Everything.
يعني إذا from 15 years old.
Yeah.
You told her أنا خير بدي أعمل هيك. She supported you. أنت you tell me you come يعني إنه you're not from a rich family.
صح.
ف maybe any other parent would tell you ليك حبيبي خي ركز على درسك روح على جامعتك بلا طقحنك عرفت. ف your mother, first of all, what you've told me about her, she's amazing.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Tell me more about her و her role يعني first of all.
Yeah.
Maybe she's your motivation. خبرنا أكثر.
لك أنا my parents بأنهم traditional in terms of the way they see life. Okay, so أنا أهلي بس بلشنا نكبر أنا وجيمي خيي at 7 years old تركوا شغلهم اثنيناتهم. خلص نحن بدنا نهتم بالأولاد. We have to support this family. My mom did not believe إن هول الأولاد حيربوا مزبوط إذا هي ما كانت حدنا و specifically both of them. So they had their dreams of their own. هن على طول their projects were هيك شوي they have businesses on the side that to this day they're very exotic بس عرفت they have their own stuff. So وقتها هيدا it's the first time I talk about it by the way. ما حدا knows about it. So when I was 7 بيي قاعد بالجيش و my mom she used to work بمجلس الإنماء والأعمار. She left her job وقعدوا بالبيت إذا بدك. Then we started a family business. It was called Nuts and Ropes. Nuts and Ropes was a skywalking club إذا بدك بحرش بيت بري. We used to have platforms on the trees. You do kind of an extreme sport. You walk from platform to platform. كان في zip lines. We were the first people that started the zip line and the things بلبنان عرفت. بيي بالجيش بسافر على فرنسا. So
I can see the resemblance بالbusiness mindset.
عرفت شو قصدي؟ إنه something that's very exotic عرفت. So بيي عمره كله لحاله. والحمد لله we were doing amazing. ولأنه قعدنا مع أهلي عرفت أنا يعني صرت I used to meet people. This فكرة كتير قوت لشخصيتي at the time because كتير كانوا يجوا ناس لعنا وأنا I was a monitor فوق يعني أنا I used to help people. I was 11 years old تخيل المسؤولية لأنه we always believed that it's a family business ما بدنا anybody to come وياخدها وكذا. So مثلا خيي كان يوقف على الشوب buy sell drinks و chips وهيك. My mom used to be with the people عرفت إنه تسير الناس وكذا وأنا وبيي كنا فوق بيي على zip line exits وأنا إذا حدا عايز أني assistance خيفان وكذا I'd go talk to them. So كتير قوت لشخصيتي at the time. وإذا بدك we made our life savings from this place until وصلنا على محل it was 2015 زاد كتير الشغل علينا. We're like we cannot continue as four. We decided to quit عرفت عود ما نكبر وكذا. إيه so we decided to quit. ليش؟ لأن أنا كمان at the time قررت بدي فوت بالكار ريفيوز عرفت. So حكيونا وقت أهلنا شافونا أنا وجيمي إنه خلص ما عنا كتير مبسوطين بالنوتس اند روبس. It was too much for us. يعني during the summer ما كنا نشوف أصحابنا ما كنا نسافر. It was always work. Again it was very good for us. بس إنه خلص بدك تغيرك بمحل معين. so بلشت MCR بس بقفل نوتس اند روبس بلشت MCR وأكيد كانوا supportive من الأول يعني تشوف إنه أمي لأنه هن they believe إنه أنا بدي أقعد مع هالولاد بدي أبقى معهم وأنا I believe to this day إنه لو ما هي بقيت معنا أنا ما كنت هون ما كان في حدا فضيلك أصلاً ياخدك ويجيبك مثل بيي ولا حدا يوقف يقول لك غادي برافو what you're doing is right.
ليك السبورت يعني.
It's crazy عم بقول لك.
support ولا حتى they doubted.
They forgot about their lives انتبه يعني خلص في غادي وجيمي هن هول الاثنين مهمين. They don't care خلص about their jobs or whatever. بدنا نبقى معهم. هلا you asked me about my parents and how supportive they were. I want to ask you because you've started a podcast which is really nice and I really enjoyed this by the way. Your parents support. How was it? How was the reaction? I wanted to start a podcast. I want to spend my money on gear for the podcast.
Like man, Anna, you told me that you were doing the editing and everything yourself in the beginning.
Yeah.
First of all, my parents, Anna, everything I do, and they are my motivation.
Okay.
I felt my mom, my dad, which is why I resonated with your story. And you're telling me at 15 they supported you حلقات. هلا أنا my parents at 15 they wanted me to become PhD ودكتور وهيك. ما حسن معهم.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
بس هلا من مثلا my mom, she prepared the room, she prepared the set.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, she prepared everything. She told me, she removed all the couches.
Yeah.
It took like 2 hours in the morning.
Yeah.
بالله ماما thank you so much في اللي تقبرني تيزك عرفت؟
That's so nice والله الحمد لله عن جد.
They are super supportive يعني everything I do it's for them, which is why يعني هيك you know when you tell me parents they actually sacrifice يعني you told me your dad or your mom they wanted to raise you. أنا my mom كمان she left her job because she said إنه أنا مش حاجي ربيهم على الصنعة.
Exactly.
She was a very successful journalist يعني.
Wow. Okay. That's so nice. This is what you appreciate. حتى be your job eventually in life you want to repay them. And هن they build you. هن they sacrifice their life for you. Because you hope eventually أنت in your life to try and do the same for your kids. لأنه it's such a big step. إنه تخيل أنت you already have a career مثلا you stop it just because you have someone to take care of. And obviously this someone means a lot to them. But stopping your life to start somebody else's is not easy at all.
It's not easy, والله man. Think about it. If you have a kid 5 years down the line, or you say like, I have 5 million subscribers, I'm going to leave everything to raise a kid. Yeah. I don't know if you and I would do this. If it's for my mom,
respect to them.
And Jed for my parents, yeah. They are everything.
That's so nice. Yeah.
Ghadi, for the last question.
Yep.
I loved first of all your confidence.
Thank you.
To take your self-belief يعني عن جد إذا بدك أنا تشجعت أنت
This is nice. Hopefully كمان whoever is watching us هيك gives kind of motivation.
إيه من لأنه يعني how you told me your story عرفت from the beginning till now يعني هيك خي it's motivating لأنه you're consistent عرفت you didn't quit.
I didn't start from anything. على طول نحكي أنا I didn't start from high إنه مثلا بي عنده معرض سيارات أو كذا وبيجيبوا لي كذا from nothing.
Exactly.
So it doesn't take much for you to do something. إذا أنا I can do it, you can fucking do it as well. So مالنا
ومبرو إنه you're telling me أنا خي بكورونا I had it was the lowest of the lows we didn't quit يعني أنا يعني عرفت there is something when you about when you watch for example something motivational on Instagram when you really see someone خي that's 23 years old that's been consistent on one thing for 8 years عرفت this for me it's يعني أنت you know خي everyone right now 22 23 we are all confused يعني
صح
your commitment your discipline your motivation خي it's very inspirational.
Thank you.
For all those guys خي هلا يلي in our age group 20 18 that they feel إنه والله أنا I don't know what I want to do in life أو they feel confused أو they also they know what they want to do بس يا خايفين fear of judgment عندهم limiting belief أو عم بيعملون for the wrong reasons
exactly.
عرفت بدهم validation من غير عالم. أنت من أول ما بلشت عم تحكي عم تقلي أنا عم بعملها لحالي. I'm doing this for myself. I'm doing this for my mom. I'm doing this for my dad. لهول العالم إذا بدك تعطيهم your perspective on really being happy and making it.
Okay.
شو بتقول؟
Like here, there's a lot that goes into it. I feel like discipline is one of the most important things that you have to keep in mind. مش بس motivation. People think إنه okay motivation بتتحمس هلا you watch this video بتتحمس أنا بكرة بدي بلش my YouTube channel I want to apply for this job I want to do كذا كذا بس motivation فيها تختفي بلحظة بس the fact you have discipline بتقول أنت مثل gym for example you get motivated the first week أنا كل يوم بروح على الجيم I'm rapping في كذا بعدين بيجي النهار ما بدي. It's with discipline that even though you don't want to even though motivation is minus عرفت مش حتى زيرو اندر انا اليوم ابدا عبالي قاعد على السوفا وما اعمل شيء كل النهار بس بدي اطلب دليفري واقعد اكل عرفت بس بدنا نطلب
هيدا انا كنت كل يوم باكل
so motivation is nothing it's discipline consistency عرفت توعى انت الصبح you have a goal بحياتك عرفت انا I always have a schedule يعني ولا انا بقوم مثلا ما بعرف شو بدي اعمل عرفت قبل بالنهار قبل ما انام مثلا هول small habits I do I write شو بدي اعمل بالنهار عرفت في مثلا responsibilities I need to do throughout the week في ناس ما بتعملها عرفت what else يعني كنت عم تحكي عن the purpose of you doing it. This is very important because a lot of people do one thing for the money وmoney بمحل معين ruins you لأنه it's the wrong motivation عرفت لأنه everybody wants to have money right بس إذا أنت هيدا تحطه براسك ما رح تحط the same effort بما إنه إذا أنت you're doing it because you love it money is gonna come eventually it's a consequence يعني أنا مثلا عارف eventually I'm gonna make money off of MCR بس ولا مرة كنت مفكر حتى أعمل لك كنت روح do it for free please just give me a car I want to live my dream so أنت whatever you have in mind وكنت عم نحكي كمان بالأول عن obstacles so this is you only put the obstacles for yourself طب انه مثلا انت مثلا you have a dream, right? Everybody has something they want to do, and even if they don't, they have to find something and stay consistent فيها. Okay? But as you have a dream, some people they go like انه انا مثلا I don't have the money to buy this stuff. I don't have the money to buy stuff للبودكاست تبع. I'd love to do a
حطوا
podcast.
بلوكس براسهم بعد.
Exactly. And you're putting it in your head. Stop putting those obstacles و go for it. Step. ده أول فشخة. Go film that one video بتليفونك. أنا بشو صورت man. I had this very old phone. I didn't really care about the quality. كان بيهمني حد شيء وأحضره وأحكي قدام الكاميرا. يعني eventually أنت you're gonna upgrade your gear. بس نزال اليوم بلش هذا الشيء بدك تبلشه لأنه فيها توصلك على يكون عندك 600,000 فولور على انستغرام. فيها توصلك إنه هلا you're making a living out of it just because you had a small dream إنه أوكي أنا عبالي أصور سيارة. عرفت؟ It's a small dream that أنا I turned into a business مثل ما كنت عم تقول. بس فيك بمليون طريقة. عرفت؟ بشو ما كان يكون. إذا you're good at something, show the world إنه you're good at it. لأنه هلا it's very easy to show the world. قبل ما كان social media makes it very easy for everybody. So حتى براسك الشغلة و push forward. We're gonna get to it. ما أنا صعبة. Life is about عرفت experimenting with yourself and eventually succeeding. ففي حلو كتير. Success is really nice. But you have to believe in it. You have to believe in yourself. As corny as it might sound, but you have to believe in أنا one day I'm gonna be this guy. Law of attraction, right? We always talk about it كمان. أنا كنت قبل أقول إنه أنا I'm gonna become the best reviewer in Lebanon. كنت أكتبهم. أنا I'm gonna become number one in Lebanon. هلا بتقول لي إنه who's the top reviewer in Lebanon in cars؟ مش عم بحكي إنه هيدا بس إنه in terms of numbers وكذا I am. يعني I wrote it بوقتها و I believed. كنت أحلم مثلا من زمان تباي an iPhone. عرفت؟ كان حلمي تباي a new iPhone. قلت انا بكره I'm gonna buy it. انا I own an iPhone. The day مسكته بايدي I was like you know what this is mine. It's so nice لانه انا I was able to get something I always dreamed of doing. وما أنا صعب. عرفت coming from someone that didn't have anything. عرفت from scratch. I was building شوي إنه
everything you did with your own two hands.
Exactly. عرفت و you're building يعني عملت هيك okay next step. I always wanted to become the best version of Ghadi. I'm still working hard on it. عرفت ما تفكر إنه خلص اوكي جايز انه يو ميد ات غادي جبت 600,000 فولور خلص بزياده. لا نيفر. انا those numbers mean nothing to me. انا اذا كان عندي 5,000 فولور او 600,000
هتعمل نفس الشيء.
exactly my content is gonna stay the same. بالعكس I have to هلا في مسؤوليه اكبر انه there's a bigger audience. You have to create better content, something Lebanon has never seen. I still believe to this day I have مش ليش عم لك I want to stay in Lebanon لانه في huge potential و hopefully I'm putting all my effort into it و eventually يعني بلكي بنجي second episode نحكي عن what we've done يعني later on.
ليك مان بصراحة عن جد from complete honesty أنا عن جد I loved كل كلمة قلت لي إياها. I loved your story. هيدي الشغلة مان أنا عن جد I respected إنك تيجي خي تعمل كل شيء أنت بإيديك. عرفت و now يعني you harvested your work. عرفت هيدي ترجمتها للعربي. ما زبطت معي.
لا it's good.
ليك مان أنا لقدر يعني it was بصراحة an extreme pleasure.
Same here bro. Same here. I love it. Cheers my guy.
بس I have a challenge.
Sure.
هلا غادي قلت لي 15 years old هلا أنت 23 معي.
Yes.
5 years down the line أو قبل كمان على 28 بدنا نعمل نفس القعدة.
For sure. Count me in.
بدنا نشوف أنا أكيد مش بس best car reviewer بلبنان.
Hopefully the biggest podcast بلبنان.
ممكن ساعتها we interview each other. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
عن جد يعني I can see وين رايح. عرفت يعني you made me believe in your vision.
Thank you.
I want to thank you so much.
Hopefully كمان يكون whoever is listening to us or watching this إنه هيك ياخدوا هالدفشة. إن شاء الله.
أنا أكيد man. أكيد.
Thank you so much for having me. I loved it. This is one of the best podcasts I've ever done. So great job man.
Thank you so much man. I appreciate it.
Cheers.